Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining today. We have with us Takeya Haugabook she is a public affairs specialist from Social Security, and she was with us at our Sales Summit. This is just a continuation from the Sales Summit to forge ahead for those of you who wanted to listen in again to the presentation, which was wonderful, or perhaps you didn't make it, and this is a chance for you to hear the presentation and sit back and relax, enjoy this, because Takeya is a wonderful speaker, and I'm sure you'll learn a lot today. So Takeya, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
No problem. I always love to hear that. It makes me feel so good. I want to make sure I could share my screen.
Sure. And we will have you put your questions into the chat feature, and we'll get to those at the end of this.
Let's see. And I am also going to turn my camera off just to be safe, as I am in the office today. So who really knows what can happen? But I will turn it back on later when we start the Q&A. So again, I am Takeya Haugabook, the Public Affairs Specialist for Social Security Administration here in Southeast Michigan. So what I do is go out and talk to people like yourselves and just give updates on Social Security, like what has changed probably within the last year or so, the updates on Medicare, and just with this presentation, it is really just some basic information in regards to our benefits and programs. Again, if you have any specific questions, please place those in the chat and we will answer them once we get to the end of the presentation. So again, just some updates for Social Security for the year of 2024. We did get a cost of living increase of 3.2%. It is much lower than the 8.7 we got last time in 23, but still higher than what we had received before or in the past, but it was again 3.2%. And we do not have the figures yet for 2025. Those figures normally do not come out until the fall of each year. So we're looking around October, November until we get those cost of living increases. So just to give you an example of how much an individual's average benefit amount was prior to that cost of living increase, its average benefit was $1,848. After that 3.2%, it increased to $1,907. Also, for individuals who are working and receiving their Social Security retirement benefits, those individuals can work and earn a certain amount depending on their age. So if an individual is between 62 and their full retirement age, so they have not met that full retirement age yet, they can still work and earn up to $22,320 that year without it affecting their Social Security retirement benefits. If that individual goes over that $22,320, for every $2 they go over, Social Security will want $1 back. And then the year an individual reaches their full retirement age, that amount increases and they can earn up to $59,520 for that year. And it will go from January until the month that they reach their full retirement age. So an example of that would be, for myself, my birthday is this month, and if I was reaching my full retirement age this year, from January 1st until April 30th, I would be allowed to make that $59,520 without it affecting my retirement benefits. But if I go over that amount, every $3 that I would go over, Social Security will want $1 back. And then the month an individual reaches their full retirement age, there's no limit to how much they could work and earn. It could be $1 million a month, and I promise if it is, call me. I would love to switch jobs, especially if it's legal. I will come and work for you guys. But again, once an individual reaches their full retirement age, no limit to how much they can work and earn. It will not affect their Social Security retirement benefits. It could affect other things like their Medicare premiums, but again, it does not affect Social Security retirement. Something else that changed this year is the amount for supplemental security income, or what we know as SSI. SSI is a federal program that helps individuals who may be 65 or older, or people of any age who are disabled and unable to work, and they meet a low income and resource requirement. For 2024, the individual SSI payment amount went up to $943 for the month, while a couple's amount went up to $1,415 a month. The resource limits for individuals is still $2,000, as well as the resource limit for a married couple is $3,000. So again, these are just the updates on the amounts individuals are receiving for 2024. And I know when we were in the summit before, we went over Medicare, but again, I know you guys already know what those parts of Medicare are, so I will not dive into them that deep. But what I will state is that Social Security only administers parts A and B. So we do get a lot of confusion with individuals trying to get us to help with Part C or Part D with choosing those plans. And again, we only assist with Parts A and B, but we do take applications for extra help for that Part D for the prescription drug plan. And that again is for individuals who may have that low income and resource, and they need the assistance in paying for that Part D drug plan. So again, some things that changed with Social Security or Medicare for this year was our enrollment periods. You still get the same 3 enrollment periods, but some information with them did change. So everyone does get their initial enrollment period, and that begins 3 months before their 65th birthday and ends 3 months after. So it's technically a 7-month window where that person would have to file for Medicare. So again, using myself as the example, my initial enrollment period would be February, March, April, the month of May, June, July, and August. So I do have that 7-month window to file for Medicare A and B and not receive a penalty for enrolling in Part B. Now, for some individuals, they may be working, they do not need Part B, they do not also need Part A. And this is definitely something that we are trying to drive home to individuals, as I have had quite a few cases with them enrolling during the initial enrollment period, and they end up with Part A, and they also cannot contribute to their HSA once that enrollment for Medicare A is in. Now, while it may not have a premium for you, again, you do have to stop those contributions to that HSA. So if an individual is working and they are covered under their current employer's health plan, they do not have to enroll in Part A or B. They can wait until they stop working, and then they would be able to file for Medicare Parts A and B under the special enrollment period. Under special enrollment, again, is for individuals who are still working and they are covered under their current employer's health plan. So not a COBRA plan, not an Affordable Care Act plan, and it has to be a large employer group health plan, so it needs to be more than 20 employees at that location. Or let's say I am married and my spouse is still working and I am covered under my spouse's current group health plan. Then I do not have to take that Medicare again at 65. I can wait. Under the special enrollment period, individuals have 8 months from the time that they stop working to file for that Medicare Part B with no penalty. And again, I suggest this for individuals who are contributing to that HSA, because again, if you just enroll in Part A, then you will be kicked out for that. But if you're still working and covered under that current employer's health plan, again, they do not have to take that Part A and Part B. They can wait for that special enrollment period. And the updates with our general enrollment period are a lot different than they used to be. So under the new general enrollment period, individuals still, if they miss their initial enrollment period and that special enrollment period, and they now have to file under general enrollment, it's still January 1st through March 31st. But the big difference is, instead of that general enrollment or that Medicare Part B starting in July, which is what it used to do, it will now start the month after the month that that individual applies. So if I apply in January, it would not start until February. If I apply March 31st, it doesn't start until April. So that's very important for individuals to know that, yes, there still will be penalties with that, because you still get that same 10% penalty for each 12-month period that you did not enroll in Part B and you should have had it. But again, the one thing that does start earlier is when you are actually entitled to get that Part B under general enrollment. Something else that changed for 2024, of course, is our IRMA. And nobody really likes IRMA, of course, because IRMA wants you to pay more money for your Medicare Parts B and D. If you or your client get the Medicare IRMA letter and it states that you must pay more for your Medicare Part B and D, it will also come with this chart. And this chart is very self-explanatory and just says how Medicare and Social Security came to that conclusion that your modified adjusted gross income is this amount. So you will have to pay what the standard premium amount is plus an additional amount. Also included in that letter is what we call life-changing events or appealable actions. So if an individual is going to take a look at this letter and they say, well, I can't afford to pay the standard premium plus an additional $174.70 because I am retired, or I lost my job, or I lost my spouse, or any of those things that are actual life-changing events that are listed in that appealable letter, then they can appeal that IRMA amount with a form. It is the SSA 44, and that is available on our website for free for download. And they can complete that and then either mail it or take it to their local office. But if it is not one of those, I believe it is either 7 or 8 different life-changing events, they cannot utilize, let's say I took money out of my 401k or some other distributions and I got a big lump sum, during that time period, and now it's affecting that Part B. Unfortunately, they will have to eat that and pay that higher amount for that year. And then the next year, we would do a reevaluation and that tax year changes and we look at a different tax return. So again, if that individual is filing an appeal on that IRMA amount, it has to be under one of those life-changing events. Although I am super excited for everyone, if they hit at the casino, or if they hit this big game, it's like $200 and something million. And they say, well, I did that in 22, but how is that affecting Medicare for 24? Because again, that modified adjusted gross income is what's going to change that premium amount for Parts B and D. So again, some more updates for 2024. Our substantial gainful activity amount for persons that are disabled, and this is other than blindness, increased to $1,550 a month. So if an individual is working and receiving Social Security disability benefits, they can work and earn up to $1,550 gross per month without it affecting their Social Security disability benefits. If an individual is blind, that amount actually increased to $2,590 per month for 2024. In 24, what we count for a trial work period month increased to $1,110 per month, so $1,110. And again, that SSI monthly benefit rate increased to $943 for an eligible individual and $1,415 for an eligible couple. Some more updates for 24. This year, the amount of earnings that will have no effect on an individual's eligibility or benefits for SSI who are students under age 22 is $9,230 a year. The amount of earnings that we can exclude each month until we have excluded the maximum for the year is $2,290 a month. For some individuals who have to pay for Medicare Part A, although for most of us who have paid into the Medicare and Social Security system do not have to pay that premium for Medicare Part A. Individuals who have less than 30 credits have to pay for Part A, and that is $505 a month. Again, the Part B Medicare premium is $174.70 per month, and that is a standard premium, and that is per person. That's not per household. It's not per married couple. That is per person. So just a brief update on Social Security's solvency. Our two trust funds, which are Old Age Survivor and Insurance, Old Age Survivor Insurance and Disability Benefits, which is OASDI, will be able to pay all of our benefits in full and on time through the year 2034. Our trust funds have always reached the brink of asset reserve depletion in the past, but Congress has made substantial modifications to the program to avoid this. But if Congress does not act before 2034, our trust funds will still be able to pay 80% of each benefit due. So what that means is, if I am currently receiving Social Security benefits and it is $1,000 a month, and come 2034, if Congress does not make any changes to our program, then I will only be able to receive $800 a month, because we will be paying 80% of each benefit that is due. So while it is not completely depleted, that amount is lowered because Congress has not made those modifications to the program. But we are very optimistic that something will change in the next 9 years, because I don't want to give them 10, so 9 years, that they will go ahead and make the modifications so our asset reserve will not be depleted. So when you have an individual or yourself that wants to file for benefits, we do have 3 options available for you to apply. Individuals can contact us online. We are open 24/7, unless you get a little note that says we're doing some maintenance. But you can go to our website, which has been strategically placed at the bottom of each of my slides, which is socialsecurity.gov or ssa.gov. It will take you to that website directly, and it will also give you options at the top of the page on which benefits you want to look into or apply for. You can also contact our 800 number, and they can schedule an appointment with your local office. Our 800 number does not take applications. They only take your information and set up that appointment with your local office, which you are also more than welcome to do. If you go to our website, again, ssa.gov/locator, you can put in your zip code and find your local office. And all of our local offices are open to the public Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m., save for one location that is in Detroit, as they have some building issues, but those employees and claims are being processed by them at different locations. Again, offices, those are phones as well as walk-in traffic. We are open to the public Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So again, if you go to our website, what you will see is this beautiful redesign. It is more streamlined and easier for individuals to navigate. So what you will do is go in, and again, where most individuals go is to the area that says benefits, and you will click that, and it comes down with a drop-down menu for retirement, disability, survivor benefits. It has the information as well as spousal benefits and benefits for children. Then you have the Medicare, and it gives you the information on that as well as how to file. And it gives you right here an option on your card and or Social Security record if you need to get a replacement Social Security card or a replacement Social Security statement. Where this link is going to take you is to a My Social Security account. With the My Social Security account, it's going to give you direct access to your Social Security information. So a lot of people do not get those statements in the mail any longer because it was very cost insufficient for us to send them to everyone. So we do ask that everyone goes to set up their free My Social Security account and get that statement directly through the account. Again, that account is free. We have tried to make it a little easier to set up the account by utilizing login.gov and ID.me. So if an individual already has an account with either of those, they can utilize that account to set up their My Social Security account. And if they don't, they can utilize login.gov to set up that account because it is a lot easier. But if you want to utilize ID.me, you have to upload a photo ID, so either driver's license, state ID, or U.S. passport. If individuals are receiving benefits or Medicare with us through the My Social Security account, they will be able to opt out of getting mailed notices and get them directly in the account online. Again, they can request a replacement Social Security card. And that also goes for individuals who may be married and they need a name change. You can now request that replacement Social Security card with name change through the account as well. You can report your wages if you're working and receiving Social Security disability insurance or supplemental security income. Most important, get a benefit verification letter. It's proof that you are getting benefits and it'll show how much you're getting. A lot of people need to get those monthly. So we want to make sure that they know they can actually set that account up directly into the account and print that letter off right there. You can also check your benefit and payment information and your earnings record. Change your address or phone number, start or change your direct deposit. You can also set up an advanced designation of representative payee. So if it arises that you need a representative payee with Social Security, you can advance designate up to 3 individuals who will be able to handle your Social Security accounts if that need arises and you are incapable of handling them yourself. Individuals can also request a replacement Medicare card as well as a replacement 1099 or 1042S for tax season. But if you are like me, what is the point of getting this account? Because I'm not getting any benefits from Social Security. Well, you can also do these other services through the account. Individuals can view their retirement benefit and the estimates at different ages or dates on when they want to start receiving benefits. They can also view their possible spousal benefits with the account. They can request that replacement Social Security card. It was one of the first things that the account asked me when I signed into my account was, did I need a replacement card? If you have recently filed, you can check the status of your application or your appeal. You can get a benefit verification letter as proof that you are not receiving any benefits from us. And again, most importantly, individuals can get their Social Security statement to review. We do not mail them out to everyone. So there are only certain individuals in the workforce that are still receiving them mailed each year. But for those of us who are not getting those, you can get that directly through that My Social Security account. It can be printed, downloaded to your computer, taken to a financial advisor, whatever you may need to utilize that statement for, you can. We do suggest that individuals review that statement at least once a year to verify that the amounts we have posted are correct. So we don't want an individual coming in to file later on and we're trying to rectify earnings from, let's say the 80s at this point, because it's too far gone. So we do want you to look at that statement at least once a year, make sure what we have on there is correct. And if it's not, you can contact us and we can get that updated. That statement is also going to show you the estimated Social Security and Medicare taxes that you paid, as well as the estimates of your future retirement, disability, and survivor benefits. If you have not signed up for a My Social Security account, it is a very semi-easy, maybe 6-step process to do so. You want to go to ssa.gov/myaccount. And you're going to click on sign in or create an account. It's the exact same little radio button. And if you already have an account, if you're like me and you have an older legacy account with a username and password, you will put that username and password in and get into your account. Or if you have login.gov or ID.me, you would utilize those credentials to log into the account. If you are creating a new account, you're going to go ahead, click on that create an account. It's going to send you directly to login.gov for the next step. So that individual then has to create an account on login.gov. And once that's created, it's going to send you back to Social Security's website, where you want to provide some more personal information so that those two agencies interface and we verify your identity. And you're going to get an activation code in your email or text message, whichever one you choose. And they're going to send you that activation code, and that completes your registration process. If you can assist someone in creating their My Social Security account, you are more than welcome to. If that individual is with you and they have their own email address, they can answer their security or out of wallet questions, and they have not been appointed a payee. So if they already have a payee on file, you wouldn't be able to assist them in setting up that account. Their payee would have to help them set up their account. But you cannot create an account on behalf of another individual by using that person's information or identity, even if you have their written permission. So let's say I am married and I want to set up my spouse's account to see how much I would be eligible to get later on as a spouse. I cannot set up my spouse's account, even if they told me I have permission, even though I have all of their personal identifying information. Also, individuals that you may have a business relationship with, maybe I have a business partner and I, again, know all of their information. I cannot set up their accounts. If I am, again, that representative payee, or if you are an appointed representative. So individuals do have to set up their own account, and this is for individuals who are 18 or over. They have their own email address, and they can answer their own security questions. Just some more scam awareness for individuals, because we are getting scam threats every day. They are changing and evolving constantly. What we always want someone to know from Social Security is that, one, Social Security is not going to call and threaten you and request that you pick up some gift cards to get to us, or go to Western Union and wire us some money, or any of those things to keep your account up to date. We do not close out your accounts because you're not able to provide those gift cards. So we're not going to threaten and say, if you don't do this, we're going to stop your checks, we're going to cancel your Social Security number or suspend it, or any of those things. What I always tell people is, when you get a call, you want to listen to what that's saying and understand what that threat is. Again, normally anyone that you're doing business with is not going to give you a call and threaten you if you don't give them the information that they already have. So just think about that. And you always want to exercise caution with any information you're giving out over the phone, and you want to make sure you're securing your information. If you do have any fraud or fraud calls to report, you want to go to the OIG website, which is oig.ssa.gov, and you are able to report any of those scam or fraud calls directly to our OIG, and they will be able to investigate them. So again, we do normally call or contact our citizens, but those individuals have ongoing business with Social Security. So that means they're already receiving payments, or they filed and we're waiting for some updates or some other information. I remember getting a call and I was at work and they said they were from Social Security. Besides working here, I don't have any other business with Social Security. So there was no reason for that individual to call me. So that's something that I think about. Again, we will never threaten you for information. We do not state that you're going to be arrested or any other legal action if you fail to provide us any information, or again, buy those gift cards in order to get those to us, or any cash or anything of that nature. So please, if you believe that it is a scam, do not give out any information. Hang up, and you can contact Social Security. I will call the 800 number or your local office, because you know that's who you're calling, and you can verify if they do need some information and what that information may be. So again, if you do suspect any type of fraudulent call, you want to make sure that you are registering yourself on that National Do Not Call registry. And again, sending that report of fraud to our OIG. And if you suspect any type of elder abuse, you can contact the elder care locator and file that report with elder care abuse as well. So again, this was just a quick update on Social Security for 2024. This is my shameless plug to follow us on social media. We are on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Our handle is at Social Security. So it really is us, I promise. It's not fraudulent accounts on there, although there may be, but we are at Social Security for all of those social media channels. So you can follow us. And I always say, what's one more email that you're going to get, right? You can sign up for our blog or a blog, and you will actually get any updates or changes that are released publicly. They normally send those out through the blog or blog first. So I want to thank everyone for your attention.
So let's see. So far, I do not see any questions, but now is your chance to go ahead and type any questions you may have. And we will go ahead and get those taken care of for you. So I'll give folks just a minute and see if we've got any. And I just want to say, you know, it is, I still just even learn something each time, even if it's just small. But I have opened up my own Social Security account, so it's definitely worth it. I have had it for years. I think it's a nice way to use it as a retirement age, kind of like a barometer, and make adjustments and, you know, that type of thing. But it doesn't look like we have questions. So I will end it here. Takeya, thank you so much. We really appreciate all you do and for your time today. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you guys so much.
Okay. Bye.